and then to building and developing character and integrity. To me, I think maybe this is because where I've come from, but you either have integrity or you don't. That's kind of my opinion. I'm open to having my opinion changed at some point. But a lot of the people that I've had in my life either were people of integrity or people without it. Okay. And so taking character and developing that, I think, is very much so possible and necessary if you're trying to create something better than what you have right now.
Yeah.
And so I think it's also human nature to want more, not need it necessarily,
right,
and not to lack gratitude for what you have, but to strive for more than what you are currently in.
Yeah. I think every generation wants to do better than the generation before them. I think so. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, is build something. And I know, like, being a comic is a tough road. Like, it's not going to lead to fame and fortune overnight.
Right.
But I think the example that I'm setting for my son is, if you believe in something and you're working toward it, you can accomplish your goals. Like, I don't need to be a household name, but eventually I'd like to be able to pay my bills just by telling jokes.
Heck yeah.
And so in that because like when I was growing up, like I got a lot of love from my family. Like I was very loved, and in a lot of ways I was spoiled. My grandparents never said no. Which caused a lot of problems between them and my mother, because she would say no, because you're supposed to say no to your children. Yeah. But grandparents don't have to follow those rules.
Yeah,
because they're your grandparents,
paying,
right?
Paying
They've
back
already
the kids.
Exactly. But but they were also very like realistic people, to the point of where, like, yeah, you can go try and do this, but you should also have this to fall back on just in case this doesn't work out. And
pragmatic.
Yeah, and I kind of want to try and set the example of, like, there is no just in case if it's something that you believe you're good enough at to make a career of.
There's no need for a plan B.
Yeah, there is no just in case. Like, for me, there is no plan B. Like, I'll work fucking 9 to 5 menial jobs for the rest of my life if I have to, while I'm pursuing my dream of being a working stand-up comedian who can sustain himself and his child strictly through telling jokes.
Right.
And hopefully he'll take that and, he'll find what he's passionate about and he'll pursue that, and I'll be behind him.
Right. I love that. I think that's a mentality that is worth molding, and he's lucky to have someone like you that has the understanding of, like, going after your passions is worth the menial stuff in between.
I appreciate you saying that, but I'm the lucky one. He's the greatest kid ever. Like, that, he's taught me a lot since he's been alive. Like, I've grown up quite a bit over the last 5 years, purely because of that little man that I have in my life. Hands down, I'm a completely different person now than I was 7 years ago.
So you both are pretty fortunate. Let's take luck out of the equation.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I can get down with that. Absolutely. Yeah, we're both pretty fortunate too.
Hella.
Yeah.
Eric has a weird thing about me saying hella, just one word.
Yeah, because just by itself, it just seems wrong.
You seem wrong.
Like, well, sure.
I'd take it back.
I don't know. I'm not denying that. I've been wrong plenty of times. I'll be wrong again. But no, something about the word hella just by itself was just like, meh. I don't know. It's like it's like mayonnaise. You can't just have it with something. Like, you can't just have it by itself. Like, nobody's just eating spoonfuls of mayonnaise out of the jar. But you put it in, tuna, then you've got yourself a meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta...
Okay.
You gotta combine hella with something else. Otherwise, on its own, it's just mayonnaise.
It's just Cheese Whiz.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I said that.
Well, Cheese Whiz by itself could be all right. You just kind of squirt it into your mouth.
See, that's how I feel about
cheese.
I feel like Hella is like Cheese Whiz. It's
Ah.
totally better on crackers, but it's still fake plastic.
That's fair. All right.
Yeah, I don't even know where we're going right
I
now.
don't know what's happening. Where are we at?
Developing
building and
character-
developing character
Yeah,
integrity.
Yeah.
All right.
So like what you're saying is like you're doing the time now developing your character and your integrity to be able to pass on that mentality to your son.
Yeah, it's really more so about the example that I want to set. He's going to be who he is. I can't force any of my ideologies or things like that on him. I can only provide him with the things that I know, and then he'll take those. He'll pick out of it what he wants and form his own opinions about stuff, which is what I ultimately would like, because I don't want him to just be a little clone of me. I don't want him to just parrot everything that I do. I want him to question things and have his own opinions. And so hopefully I can help him build character by giving him the tools to make those decisions and to have integrity and things like today he gave one of his toy cars to a friend of his that he goes to school with. And I was like, why would you, my mentality was like, why would you give away your stuff? Like, what are you doing? That's crazy. But he was like, well, I don't know. He liked it. And all right, well, that's, and I didn't say that was a dumb thing to do. You should go get your car back. I was like, oh, well, that was very generous of you. I'm sure he appreciated that.
Yeah.
It's a very nice thing for you to do. Like, I just want him to, be a good kid. And, he's already got a very generous heart. So I'm not worried that he's going to turn into an asshole. But if he does, then half of that falls on me.
Because the other half is on your ex-wife?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes,
taking half responsibility.
Yeah, because I'm not doing it by myself.
You're taking the full responsibility of your half.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, as we may have our problems, my ex-wife and I, but neither one of us is doing this on our own.
Right. Takes two to tango.
Exactly. We have to work together. Whether we like each other or not,
yeah.
we have to work together for his sake, because he didn't ask to be born. We made that decision as adults to bring a child into the world. So one thing that I've been fortunate to have is that we both can put our personal business aside for the betterment of the child that we made together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't want anybody out there thinking that I'm just like superhero single dad doing it all by myself, because I'm absolutely not. Like, I have a support system and help, and like I got pretty fortunate as far as all that stuff goes.
I dig it. I'm having such a hard time not saying hella.
I don't want to stifle you, bro. Do what you want to do.
I'm gonna forever.
You want to say hella, my man.
I'm gonna say hella
if
forever.
that's your truth, live your truth, bruh. Hang 10.
See?
Take it easy.
See? You're halfway to having washboard abs right now.
I doubt that I think at this point I just need to maintain what I've already got going on and just not get any worse. And I think I'll be all right.
Well, we could roll right into the next topic.
Absolutely.
It's self-discipline.
Something I do not have a lot of, but all right, let's do it.
At what point in your life did you make that your reality? Like, when did you attach yourself to you not having self-discipline?
That's always been my reality, because
Yeah,
I don't
like,
all right, I don't like to do things. You know, like, I don't. If it was up to me, I wouldn't have a job. I wouldn't go to work because I don't want to.
But it affords you the lifestyle that you want.
Absolutely. But if I could live the lifestyle that I wanted without having to work, I would. Like, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I will never work another day in my life. I'll sit on the money, I'll put it in the bank, and I will just live on that forever, and I will just focus entirely on comedy. And then it wouldn't matter if I'm making money doing it, because I've already got money. You know what I mean? Like, and I think the lack of self-discipline is that, for me, if it's I'm a very like, and this is something that I've had to fight the last few years because, when you have a child, you can't be lazy. You just can't. But I'm a very lazy person. Like if I had the option, like I had to. Okay, so we were supposed to record this a lot earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Today, but I had to pick up my son from school, so we had to push everything back because,
life happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there waiting to take him to drop him off with his mother, thinking to myself, I would really rather just go home. And like if I didn't care about you as a person, I would have said, can we do it tomorrow? Because my first instinct is to not do it, is to just go, no, I'm just going to go home and lay down because that's what I want to do.
Right.
So that's something that I actively have to fight on a daily basis because if left to my own devices, I wouldn't do a goddamn thing that I didn't want to do ever. Ever.
I totally get it. I do. But so what I'm seeing and thinking, what I'm seeing is like you can maintain a certain level of discipline whenever it's somebody like this situation that you just described about you'd rather have gone home and record tomorrow or whatever.
And it's not because I don't enjoy this.
Right, no,
because
but
this is fun. I'm having a good time doing this, and I think this is good for me personally to do stuff like this. But there's also that other part of me that was like, yeah, well, I just I'd rather go home and watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Netflix. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So our producer and I have had lots of conversations about this kind of a thing, the left brain, right brain arguing with each other.
Can we just, from here on out, refer to him only as producer? Can we do that? Is that all right?
Did I say anything other than that?
No.
Okay,
cool.
cool.
I'm just wondering if we can set that tone now.
I'm totally down with that.
Just producer.
Can we get a nod if that's cool? Yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So our producer and I have had conversations about the chatter between the left side and right side of the brain. And what you just described is what we have talked about several times. And it's like the arguments that happen. It's like, no. Yes. No. Yes. Or you're an idiot. No, I'm not. Yes, you are.
You shut up. No, you shut up.
Yeah. Like this idea, like in the moment where you decided that, like, you correct me if I'm wrong, but you care about me enough to show up because you had committed to it.
Exactly. I told you I was going to do it.
What I think is that you should be giving yourself that same courtesy.
Well, sure, but
dude, I mean, I am so flattered that you care enough about me to respect your commitments. But I think that you should care about yourself a lot more than you care about the commitment that you made with me.
Well, yeah,
so make a commitment.
Well, I do care about myself, and by doing this, like, I want to go to sleep. That's what I care about. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, I need, like, I'll put it in like in pro wrestling terms.
Okay.
Right? Like, I would not be a good. I don't think I would be as good as a singles superstar than I would be in a tag team.
Oh yeah.
Like, because again, like, and I'll relate it back to comedy. I started doing comedy by doing improv, where you work with somebody and you work off of somebody.
Like, there's that sense of accountability.
Yeah, an accountability, a give and a take. That's why I feel like I'd be better in a tag team situation, because then I would have somebody to, like, kick me in the ass when I'm not, contributing to the team like I'm supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, when left to my own devices,
right,
I'm a lazy piece of shit. Like, I will lay around all day long. Like, if I didn't have roommates keeping me on my toes in terms of, like, keeping my areas clear and keeping the dishes clean, and I would let it go for a week before I was like, all right, fuck, I got to do these goddamn dishes. And it only takes 10 minutes. It takes 10 minutes of my life to do the dishes. To mow the lawn takes 10 minutes, but I don't fucking want to do it at all. Right. I just want to sit down and not be bothered. Like if so that's why